All right, I am ready to smash back. Going to start my first working set of dumbbell rows. As you can see, I am utilizing a bench today rather than your standing dumbbell row, aka a croc row. Going to do 5 sets here. This is my first working set. I have no clue what the rep range is going to be, but we're going to get this back day rolling with some dumbbell rows and go from there. So let's get this. All right, the first set's done. Got 20 reps each side. Gonna start upping the weight now and go from there like I've usually said in past videos. The second set will kind of set the rep range for the remaining set. So although I got 20 here on the first set, we're gonna move up in weight and go from there. All right, moving into set number 2. Jumped up to 120, so I'm gonna utilize the 120 dumbbells. Not sure if I'll jump up and weight from here, but we'll see how things feel. This is the second set, and again, like I said, this will kind of set an idea of the rep range for the remaining set. So let's get after the second set. All right, going into my third set, gonna hit 15. 15 is kind of the set right now as far as the reps go. So 15 reps. And if you'll notice, just a kind of just a little thing I like to do. Obviously, there's 2 variations of this type of dumbbell row. You can be straight out like this, and again, kind of in this position. I like to kind of sit back on my, my butt sitting on my heels, just because I like how, again, when you do a dumbbell row, it's kind of an angle like this rather than straight down. If you've heard that term before, it's an old school term, you know, put the dumbbell in your pocket. So you really want to kind of bring it at this angle. So when I sit back just a little bit like this, it helps kind of keep that angle. It helps me kind of put the dumbbell into my pocket, really hitting the lower part of the lat. Of course, up here, you're going to hit more of the center of the lat into the mid-back. Down here, you're going to really hit the lower lat. So I like this position, although, again, a variation at this level or at this position is something to do as well. But third set of dumbbell rows. Let's get after it. Set number 4, same thing, nothing changes. Last set, set 5, nothing changes. Same thing. All right, over to a barbell row. Gonna do 5 sets here. Already completed the first 3 sets, so I am on set number 4, and I have one more set after this. So one of the things I wanted to point out with this, number 1, I'm going relatively light today. Just kind of keep my form in check, really squeezing at the top of the lift, and really kind of squeezing it back. One thing though that I want to kind of emphasize here, and what you'll notice, is how my grip is. So I'm utilizing some sort of a false grip for this movement today. Obviously you have a full grip around the bar, and then you have your false grip around the bar. And what I'll do as a false grip on this is I'll keep my thumbs on the bar rather than kind of off the bar. So I have a false grip, but the thumbs will be on the bar. And what I like about doing this variation as opposed to a full grip around the bar is it helps me flare my elbows more. For whatever reason it is, just from the thumb placement, it kind of helps keep my elbows flared. Whereas if I was in a full grip, I'm more of in a tucked motion, which is completely fine, right? But again, here's another way to switch things up. So I'll utilize a false grip with my thumbs on the bar. Helps flare my elbows out. So rather than hitting kind of the lower lat when you're inside like this, which I just hit with dumbbell rows, I'm going to utilize the false grip with my thumbs on the bar to flare my elbows more and kind of hit the center of the lat, the mid-back. So again, just that minor switch is going to change the whole movement. So this is set number 4. Rep range is between 15 to 20. So we're just kind of getting a really good motion out of this, really good movement, good squeeze. Set number 5. Back's feeling absolutely amazing, full of blood, so let's get this one. Cool, last one. All right, moving over into my last free weight workout before I start some cables for back. This is probably one of my favorite back movements for free weights. It is a incline, seated supported, double dumbbell row, whatever you want to call it. I really like these. Nothing changes as far as the sets go. I am on my 4th set. I just finished 3 sets. Rep range is anywhere between 12 and 15, but this movement is absolutely amazing. Definitely give it a shot. But again, this will be my last free weight movement before I head into some cable work. All right, going into set number 5. Back is absolutely smashed, full of blood right now. Again, dreading this last set, but at the same time, if you're not dreading the last set, then you ain't working hard enough. So I really want to push this one. We're definitely going to try to get these reps in, but this is my 5th set of this movement before I start some cable work. And what's really nice is all the hard stuff's done, all the free weights are done for the most part. Moving into the easy stuff next, some cable, aka fluff work. So just want to finish this set up as hard as I can. All right, we're over into our cable work now. Finished 3 sets. I started with some D handles. Rep range is anywhere from 10 to 12 right now. And just really kind of emphasizing squeezing the back. Nice smooth movements. And just really getting a lot of extra blood in the back. Again, after finishing up some free weights, these movements are very refreshing. Just really nice to kind of isolate the movement and kind of finish up the workout with some cable work is always nice and refreshing. So got some D-bar handle here for some cable pull downs, and I am on my 4th set. We're doing 5 sets, so I have 2 more. So this is set number 4. Get 3. Let's go. Last one. Get 3. All right, moving on to the next movement. Already finished 3 sets. I'm on my 4th set. Going to do 5 sets of this movement. Another cable variation for pull downs, using your traditional kind of wide grip lat pull down for this movement. It's my 2nd cable movement. Usually I like to do at least 3 cable variations when it comes to lat pull downs on a cable machine. So again, the first one was some D-bars. Now moving into a wide grip lat pull down, and then we'll probably finish with a close grip. So this is set number 4. At this point, my back is absolutely filled. The work has been done, it's in, and now it's just about getting through this workout and finishing it up and kind of topping everything off. So we have, again, set number 4 and 5 with this movement, and then one last cable movement to finish up this back day. last one, let's go. Good three. All right, last cable movement to finish up this back workout. I am on set number 4 with some close grip lat pull downs. Probably one of my favorite variations on lat pull downs. Obviously, I love wide grip, but I love also close grip here. So this is set number 4. Again, there'll be 5 sets. Rep range anywhere from 10 to 12 right now. So let's finish this thing. Get 2. Let's go. Last one. Finished up a really good back workout, kind of walked through it with you guys today. So I did a little talking during the video, but overall really good back day. Everything felt really good. Yes, my legs were a little fatigued and my back was a little fatigued. Lower back was fatigued from yesterday's leg workout. But regardless, got a ton of blood in the back today. Just overall really solid day. So I thought I'd do a little something different with you guys and kind of go through one of my most major and biggest cuts / weight loss phases that I've ever gone through. So I figured I'd have a little fun today and kind of walk through what that weight loss journey looked like. It was definitely my biggest cut that I've ever had. I lost over 100 pounds, went from, obviously a very in tune, dedicated power lifter, and then made a change one day and decided to do a massive weight cut for no particular reason, just decided to do it, and I lost over 100 pounds. So I wanted to share with you guys kind of what that process looked like. So I'm going to share on the screen some of the pictures throughout that process, from kind of start from my heaviest to my lightest. So let's start here, and as you can see, here's the first picture. This was me right around 320 pounds. Well in tune and in shape, to be honest, for powerlifting competition. This was a weight that I had some of my biggest numbers. I benched 800 pounds. I squatted 855, and competition-wise, my best bench was 770. My best deadlift was 780, and my best squat was 785. So in the gym lifts and in competition, it was again something I was doing at the moment. And in order to do that, this is kind of where I sat at for a while. Very heavy. I competed in the 308 weight class, so there was a minor cut in order to stay in the 308s. I did not compete in super heavyweights. I was in the 308 weight class. So here's me at 300, around 315, 320. Here's the next, just another picture in one of my old gyms. This is me again at one of my heaviest weights here. Obviously, again, looking at some powerlifting movements. I believe this was a 365 good morning set that I was doing back in the day. But again, this is one of my heaviest times. Here is one of my biggest competition lifts. Again, I weighed 298, I believe, in this. So basically 300, again, cutting down just a little bit to compete in this. I actually won the overall best lifter. I won my weight class. It was probably one of my most put together competitions that I've had. But again, had to cut down a little bit, got under 300, and I was about 298 during this competition. So just giving you a picture, kind of an idea of what that looked like in my powerlifting days. And here I am beginning the first couple weeks of the cut. So you saw the first picture, and then here kind of is a progress picture. So as you can see, essentially what I did for the first couple weeks is I just cut my calorie intake in half. I did this over a just about 4-month period, and this cut was again about 4 months or so, maybe a little less to be honest. I incorporated a ton of cardio, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But all I did in the first phase of this cut, as I cut my calories in half, literally I went from 6,000 calories a day to about 3,000 calories a day for the first couple weeks, and the weight just obviously just fell off without any cardio involved. Here I am again as the weight continues to come down. I am walking a little bit here, so cardio has started just a little bit. But as you can see, again, the weight coming off and just maintaining about a 3,000 calories a day diet during this process here. And as you can see, we continue with the same thing. I started incorporating, I would say this is about probably a solid 6, maybe 7 weeks in, and I really started up in the cardio. I started out running anywhere from 1 to 3 miles a day here. And again, the weight again just continued to start to fall off. Here I am again, as the weight continues. I really can't recall the exact number of weeks. I just know it was about a 4-month process in which I did this. But here is a little more cardio added in. I've cut my calories probably a little bit more here. So I'm probably just under 3,000 calories a day. And I've incorporated a little more cardio, like I said, anywhere from 1 to 3 miles of running a day. And trust me, that is only the start of it, because it gets a lot crazier as time goes on. Here I am again, as you can see, the weight coming right off. Again, I don't know the exact weeks, but I know for a fact that my calorie intake was definitely under 3,000 here, and I'm running again anywhere from 1 to 3 miles, starting to push myself over 3 miles running, and this was probably 4 or 5 days a week. Just to give my legs a break. I probably could have pushed it maybe 6 or 7 days a week, but again, running's brutal. Jogging out, especially outside, not on a treadmill, can really wreak havoc on your joints and your knees and stuff. So being conscious of that. But here I am, again, the weight coming off, and I'm starting to up cardio quite a bit here. And here's another picture, as you can see, a lot less body fat. Again, the changes are happening and the cardio is increasing. I am beginning to start cutting more calories, so I'm probably in this right around 2,500 calories a day during this picture here. Again, I don't know the weeks, but just kind of keeping your mind that this was over a 4-month period. So here we are again, really up in the cardio, calories right around 2,500. I definitely start cutting calories even more. I go into a crazy deficit, although I am in a deficit now between the training and the cardio. I am training, essentially what I did was I would train first thing in the morning like I am now, and as soon as I was done with my workout, it was time to hit the road with running. And again, at this point, my miles are anywhere from 3 to 5 miles depending on how I feel. And I would cycle those. So I would do, a long run, 5 miles, and then I would probably do a much shorter run the next day, then maybe take the third day off. The shorter run would be, 2 miles, maybe 3. Longer runs were anywhere from 4 to 5, and then a day off, and I kind of cycle through there. But as you can see, again, making the changes in the body. And then here I am again, cutting my calories for sure into the 2000s. I think the lowest I cut my calories during this cut was right around 1,800 calories. And I was really playing that off of my body weight. Right here, I'm sitting at about 235 pounds. So at this point, I am, let's just say, well over 70 pounds of weight loss at this point, and feeling really, really good. You get to that point where, it's kind of, it's just monotonous, right? Even in your head, you don't see the changes, but then you hit a point to where you can just feel yourself, you're changing, you're lighter, your cardio is easier. I mean, at this point, to go out and run 5 or 6 miles was absolutely nothing. I'd just get up, I train, and then I would be on the road out there running 5 or 6 miles and doing pretty good times too. The best I had my running was just around probably an 8-10 mile, 8 minutes and 20. Again, and that's pushing in the 5, 6, 7 mile range. So as you can see, again, the body fat has come off, and again, the cardio is really working, and obviously the calorie deficit is working as well. Another picture here, obviously a huge change from where I was, at the start of the cut. But here is just another place where I felt really, really good. And again, the cardio, everything, diet, everything on point training. And again, guys, I kept my weight training was as intense as it could be. And some days were good, some days were bad. Again, really hardcore deficit when it came to calories. And of course, adding the cardio, 4 or 5 days a week in addition to the training. Training sessions would be anywhere from like 45 to an hour. And then I would run, and that would take the time that it needed to. And that could take, an hour or so or more, whatever time it needed to. But again, running, 5, 6 miles, pushing myself, again, to increase the miles, because I really do up the cardio as time goes on. Here's another picture. Again, I was 225 pounds in this picture. This was, again, a huge difference from being, 320 pounds, of course. And as you can see, again, the body changed in the cardio and the training and all the work put together in this kind of, I really, was pushing myself at this point. Here I am again with, of course, another picture of the same, really feeling good, and obviously the body fat just coming off. Here's another picture, of course. I am coming towards the end of the cut to where, everything's status quo. I'm starting to incorporate a little more calories in my diet. The running at this point, and I'm going to show a picture in just a moment of where the running was anywhere between 8 to 10 miles, about 4 days a week. So if I was running, 3 or 4 times a week, 8 to 10 miles, I would not do any more running. I would take the time not to run on those times. But if I was running 4 to 5 miles, I would be pushing it again 5 or 6 days a week. So it all depended on that. And here I am here. This was, I could very easily go out and just run 8 miles. Felt really, really light, really, really good. And of course, obviously this was probably one of my lightest. I was about 220 in this picture here, 220 pounds. And then here is my absolute lightest. I hit just under 220 pounds in this picture here. I was about 218 pounds. So well over 100 pounds roughly of weight loss throughout this cut. Felt really, really good. This was a very depleted look. I mean, literally throughout the majority of this diet, very, very low carbs, if any, throughout the process, even with the running. Kept my hydration up like crazy. My protein intake was really high. My fat intake was relatively high as I utilized the fat for an energy source during this process. But as far as depletion, I was depleted out, literally in a keto state, literally no sugar, no carbohydrates at this point. And again, I'm going to show you a picture where I go from 218 back up to about 225 within a couple days just by incorporating. It was at this point now that I needed to start adding a little more carbs and get some sugar into the body. Again, we talk about being unhealthy. Although you could look a certain way, you have to remind yourself that you have to be very in tune with your body. And if you start feeling certain ways, although you may look a certain way, it's important that you address those feelings and make the adjustment. So here's a picture here of where I added some carbohydrates, and as you can see, the muscles began really, really full. And in this picture, I was about 225 pounds, back full of water. But again, this was one of my biggest cuts, going from 320 pounds down to 218 being my lightest, and then back up. And I hovered in the 225s, running a lot, still training cardio a lot each week, training heavy as I could in the gym when it came to weight weight training, utilizing an old school training split, of course. But here is, again, a picture where some carbohydrates were added back in because my body needed to absorb it. But I thought that was pretty cool to kind of walk you guys through and kind of show you one of my biggest cuts where I've cut over 100 pounds, going from a very dedicated and tuned power lifter and drastically making a change, just like my mind does sometimes, and going on this crazy cut where I lost over 100 pounds. So with that, I'm going to stop rambling. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thought I'd do a little something different, and we'll see you guys next time for the next lift.